Hello, my friends. John LaRuffa here with another Straight Up Solo. And in this episode, we are going to tackle the review of the Elder Scrolls. I'm going to show you a bit about this game. There's no possible way you can go over all of it, right? But I'm going to show you a bit about it from a solo perspective, even though I am going to play with two characters. And then, of course, I'm going to let you know what I think. All right, let's get started. Okay, folks, and as usual, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you haven't, I really do appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Since there's so much going on, I'm going to do some close-ups first before we start to play and I show you what it's about. So first of all, this game is primarily, in my opinion, a character crafting game. And right here you see one of my characters that I have crafted here, a Khajiit burglar, all right? And this is basically like the dashboard that drives my character's capabilities. It's available health, stamina, magicka, the different types of abilities that I have, skills that I've learned, a cooldown bar because I'm right in the middle of a delve battle, and then a place for the active dice and what your specific current battle form is. So I just took this turn and I switched to battle form ranged, so I'm right here as a matter of fact. And then you have all these cards here that represent the skill tracks that you have gained. So I've got bow as my primary damage dealing. The combat everyone has. I also have destruction, and I have I don't know what that is. Legardemain. I'm not sure. Shadow. Anyway, so this represents this character right here. Then I have a next character over here, which is an Imperial Knight, and they have all sorts of stuff going on too. They have a different setup here. They have the two-handed. They have illusion, restoring light in one hand, and shield. All right, so they're more of a damage dealing, kind of healing character. And you can see over here all the different dice that are not in play, but just are out, available for character crafting. I'm in the middle of a delve dungeon battle right now, and I am on the end of turn 3. I'm about to go to turn 4. And then over here, you can see the overworld map. I'm in the Black Marshes, and I've actually returned to the starting point to begin this delve battle. And then you have this whole thing of cards over here, which is basically just a bunch of different draw decks for different things, okay? So now that you've seen a bit of it, and there's also hexes that I haven't flipped over yet, and those are because the delve battles are ways that you got to explore. You're going to explore, all right? And enemies are trying to slow you down, but your primary objective is usually to gain these crystal shards right here, and gaining those is how you actually win. I've gained 1 so far, I need to gain 2 more and survive, and then at the end of the round, when I've gained my 3rd one, I will have won the delve combat encounter. All right, the other thing that you have is, like I mentioned, the burglar and the knight. This is your class, and that is going to be permanent. You can change your skills and customize your skills throughout the game, but whatever class you pick at the beginning of the game, that is permanent. And you can even get a mastery of the class. So I already was able to get the mastery for the knight, and that there's a specific condition you do, and then it flips over. You can do that. I have not done it yet with the burglar. All right, so lots of stuff going on. Let me go ahead and put the camera up, and then I'll start to walk you through the gameplay. All right, so it is, like I said, about to be the 4th turn, and when you get to turn 6, you start to get exhausted, and that's when you start to take serious damage and you have problems, so you got to be careful. The battles in this game, while they feel pretty long, so to speak, while you're doing them, you're really on a timer. Okay, so what am I trying to do? I am trying to get 3 cards that have this little crystal shard shown right there. Okay, and when I do that, I win. How do I do that? Well, I've got to keep exploring rooms that are linked to something like this. In this case, I'm actually about to start on one and explore one right here. And that will help me draw cards, and when I draw the cards, hopefully it'll have those shards on there that I need. And of course, I've got enemies pounding away at me and trying to kill me, and I'm trying to defeat them so I don't get overrun with too many. So you have all sorts of things going on. All right, so let me just take a full turn here, and I'm going to do this from a combat side. Then I'll talk about the overall situation, because most of what you're doing in this game is going to be done on this area. The rest of the stuff is kind of intermediate things, even though you're taking a decent amount of time, making a decent amount of actions there. That this is a battle game for sure. It's really a game where you are putting together a character and then testing the character out, so to speak, in these battles and seeing how well you can do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm beginning with this character right here, and I've actually lost a couple of health last round, so I'm basically at half health, but I am starting on one of these areas that I can explore. So I'm going to draw a delve card here. It does not have, unfortunately, a crystal on it, so that is a problem. It says, when revealed, after deploying enemies, place small or like common item cache in each unoccupied hex in this tile, forgotten tripwire. So there's a way to do, if I go on this tile, I can start to deal with some traps. If unsuccessful, discard all items in your ready slots and all caches on this tile. Eesh, that's tough. So let's see what we got. It shows me this size of tile. So I'm going to put it in here. And interesting, so I can kind of get into this thing and go to another one quickly, which I really kind of need to do. So I'm going to put it like this. I can also put it like this. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to do that just so I can kind of squeeze things in. All right. Actually, it does matter because I have to be touching this tile. I could also put it down a little bit more. They definitely tell you that with these delve battles, you might have some problems with table space. I could see that, depending on what you're getting into. So they give you some recommendations, but I'm just going to slide all this over so that we can keep on going. I'm definitely not going to be going this way because these guys are heavy hitters and they are coming for me. And I'm going to try to outrun them. They have some pretty nasty abilities. All right. Uh-oh. Boy, I wish I'd pay a little more. Yeah, that's right. Right there. And right there, and this is my starting tile right here. Okay, so I have revealed that tile because I started in that spot. Now, there was some conditions here. It said that, let's see, that's the fertile bog. We already got through there. Where did I just put that card? There's a lot going on. Here we go. All right, so when I reveal it, so I have to deploy a level 5 enemy, which will go right here. So I draw a level 5 enemy out of the bag. All right. And it will be a skeever with rot and rush. To look up those keywords here. It's going to have 5 health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes on this spot right here. Which I'll place that here because that's what you do. It says, after deploying enemies, place a cache on each unoccupied hex this tile. Oops, I'm sorry. So it actually doesn't go there. It goes here. And it'll go here. 2 places. Now, Rot and Rush. Let's see what the keywords are for those. Where's my keyword thingy? Here we go. So, Rot. After this unit is defeated by an adventurer, that adventurer gains 1 over fatigue. And Rush, if this unit cannot target an opposing unit after its movement, it makes a second movement. All right. So there is a way to explore further here, which I really do need to do. But I'm thinking about shooting him first. I think I'll be able to kill this Dark Elf Marauder. And I'm thinking about shooting him. But first, I have to recover 2 light fatigue. All right. And then I have dice I can roll. I'm going to probably use a magic attack. I'm going to go into a magic form here because that's all I can really do to get things done. So I'm going to switch to a magic form. All right. And then I'm going to roll 1 die per magicka that I have, and I have 2 of them. So let's roll these 2 dice right here. I'm going to target the skeever. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, definitely what I want to do. Okay, rolling these. All right, I got this and this. So what do these symbols mean here? I look at my card and it shows deal 2 damage to your target for this one, and then gain 2 tenacity and deal 1 true damage to any adventure. So he's going to have to take a damage. which is unfortunate, but I get 2 tenacity, 1, 2. And then I can deal 2 damage to my target. That didn't really go that well. I was really hoping to get the 4 damage, but it didn't work out that way. So he has a defense of 1, so that 2 damage only becomes 1 damage. All right. Now I'm going to run into that tile, I think. And as soon as I step in the tile, I got the forgotten tripwire situation. I got 3 attempts. I have to do this little mini game with these locks. And so, all right, so let's jump in here. Now, this is part of my move action, so it doesn't slow me down. I have to try to deal with this trap. It says, all right, 3 attempts. I've got to roll 3, 4, and a 5. And if unsuccessful, discard all items in your ready slot and all cash items in this tile. All right, well, let's see what happens. I'm assuming that these, oh yeah, so if I am successful, I'm sure I get the thing. Or maybe, okay, so this is just the first time. It's the first time someone enters, you enter the tile, you have to resolve the trap. Okay, let's see what happens. I have a 2, a 4, and a 6, and I needed a 3, a 4, and a 5. So I keep the 4, and I can gain 2 fatigue to change these, which I will, to what I need. It's not worth not doing that. So now I have successfully made this 2 into a 3, and I made this 6 into a 5, so I do not have the trap issue. Now, it just so happens that my special ability is I succeed with my cut purse. I succeed automatically in picking this lock on this hex. And then I can move up to 5 hexes. So I think the best thing to do for me in this case will be to succeed. You can only do this once per battle. So I'm going to put this white chip here reminding me that I've done it. And then I get to draw this, and I automatically succeed in getting a glyph of transmutation. I can enchant a rare item. The enchanted item may be discarded at any time to draw the top 5 cards from that deck. Choose 1 to keep, then discard the rest along with this. Okay, that's not bad. Now I get to move 5 spaces. So as far as I could tell, I should be able to explore here again. This is where it gets a little dicey. And I'll just look this up real quick. By the way, Notebook LM is your friend while playing this game. There's 100 pages of rules to read. They're actually done quite well, but there's so many little nuances that you really want to be able to have a way to look this up. Must rely on movement triggered events rather than using the Explorer. Yes, I could do it. Okay. Well, now here's the problem. It's good and it's bad. It's risky because I could get overwhelmed, but I think I have to do it because I'm not going to have enough time. I'm certainly not going to be able to deal with these guys. And there's a lot of strong enemies in here, so let's see what we can do. All right, so I'm on this one again. I do get to do another lockpick. I am going to do a lockpick action. I'm going to roll one of these dice here, and I'm going to see what I can do here to try to get this. All right. Oh, I didn't draw the card. So it is a 2, a 3, and a 2. And I got a 3, a 1, and a 4. Now, my burglar says add 1 attempt to all your lockpicks. After succeeding at a lockpick check, gain 1 tenacity. I was supposed to get a tenacity last time because I automatically succeeded at that lockpick check. All right. Now, so I've got the 3. And I'm going to roll again. I'm going to use this to adjust the 1 into a 2. And then we'll roll again. Hopefully 5, that's not going to do it. Roll again. A 5. So that would be, I rolled again twice as 3. This is my last time to roll. I'm going to roll this other die here to see if I can get what I need. There we go. So I'll make the 3 with this. I'll make it a 2. And now I get this card. I hope this item is going to be helpful. Come on. You can hold up to 4 active items in your slots throughout the game. These are hard to pick up. Okay. Oh, homespun jerkin. Reduce your tenacity by 1 to prevent 1 damage. I love that. I'm definitely going to need this. That is very helpful. All right. So, my turn now. I have going to initiate another delve. Let's draw a card, and I really hope it's got a thing on it. It's not. Oh, my goodness. Yes, I am whining. Sorry. Okay, so this is when revealed, deploy quest unit. Wandering Argonian to an unoccupied hex in this tile. This unit takes an immediate turn, interrupting the current adventure's turn, unless the adventure closest to the wandering Argonian chooses to gain 1 over fatigue. Well, let's see. Oh, good. That's a plus. So I'm going to put this thing over here. It's going to help me do what I need to do. I got this wandering Argonian. The quest unit. So that is one of these guys. Now where? I don't know. Just a second. These guys are all very high quality. I really like it. Wandering Argonian. All right. This guy is tough. So he has 6 health. He instigates. Oh my. Okay. I have to deploy him as far away as I can, I believe. Unoccupied hex. All right, let's put these back. Now, instigate and disrupt. And it also says that it takes an immediate turn, which means it could move right towards me and smash me. And what is disrupt? Disrupt is it takes away my active dice. Instigate, I don't know what that means. Let's see. Instigate. After this unit is defeated, each adventurer immediately draws 1 random level 1 enemy and deploys it to its closest unoccupied hex. Well, that's not cool. So they're going to interrupt me, and they're going to block my space unless I take an over fatigue. And if I take an over fatigue, I'm going to start dying real fast. So these are tough decisions you have to make in this game, that's for sure. And what I'll probably do is I really don't have to plow through this guy. I'll take the over fatigue, and I will continue on my way. Because I only moved here 1 space, then I did the chest, it moved me over, so I still have 1 more move. That puts me here. That really doesn't help me, though. Maybe I have to make a stand. All right, let's not take the over fatigue. Okay, so my turn is almost, it's basically, I attacked and I missed and I moved on. So I'm pretty much done. So that turn will be done with this guy. Now I've got this adventure. I'm going to first try to attack here because I got to get rid of that person. And first, because I'm playing on the easy level, I remove 2 of these. Okay, so these go in here. Now, I'm going to have combat dice I can use. I've got some magic dice. I've got other things. I really have to deliver a blow here and kill that person. And I could do that with the combat dice I have. And I think the best thing to do would be to switch into the light form. And if you only roll 2 combat dice, or roll combat dice, gain 2 tenacity. So I'm going to do that. So first, actually, I'm going to make sure I get this done. So I'm going to do Order's Edict. At the start of any unit's turn, choose an enemy in play. For the rest of this turn, each engaged target, this enemy deals 1 additional damage. So I'm going to do that on this person right here, right there. So that way, even if I only get 1 hit, I should do the job. All right, I ended up getting 2 hits anyway, so that's all right. I will leave 1 in there as a defensive, and I will kill this person. So we'll put him into the dead enemy pool. Now I'm going to... Let's see. I have an idea. All right. This is actually going to work out pretty well. It's going to have to. Okay. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to my magic engage move. I'm going to roll 2 of these dice because I need to start figuring out how I'm going to heal myself. And because I did this extra engage, I have to take another minor fatigue. Okay, so I got these dice here. I got the quick heal. Heal each adventurer for 2 health, which is great. Love that. 1, 2. 1, 2. So that gets spent. Then I have this up here. If I get a status effect any place, I can do this and heal someone else. Now I'm going to move up 2 spaces because my engage is done. Nah, that's silly. 1, 2. Okay. All right. That is my turn. Now the enemies will go in strength order, starting with him, because he is when you have a special adventurer, they go first. So he's going to come in here. He's going to hit him for 3. So he's going to roll 3 combat dice over here. And, oh, wait, I forgot to use this. If I should have gained 2 tenacity for my special dagger when I rolled that in the first place. Okay, he hit, oh my gosh, for 5. That is not good. So, 5, what do I have here? Reduce your tenacity by 1 to prevent 1 damage, or overtax, prevent an additional 3 damage. So I'm going to have to literally throw this jerkin right out, I think, because I'm going to reduce it by 1 to prevent 1 damage. Then I have 4 more to go. Does he have 4 health? You know what? I'm going to be okay, and I'll show you why. So I'll take the 4 hits. No, I won't be all right, I don't think. Oh, shoot. Because I don't know when I can use this item, and I don't think it's gonna be wise. So if I took 4 more damage, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'd have 1 hit left. Almost assuredly, this guy's gonna kill me. So I'm gonna have to overtax this right now, which basically means I have to throw it away, which is too bad because that's good. And 1, 2, 3, I prevent. So I'm going to. He only hits me for 1. All right. Then this guy attacks. He can attack both of my guys, unfortunately. He'll start with this one. He rolls 2 dice. He hits me for 2. I do have a block, so I'm going to exhaust this with a block. Putting it back here in the cooldown. And then I take 1 hit. All right. So then these guys move. And he's going to go 1, 2, and he's going to attack me, and this guy's going to go 1, 2. When this guy attacks me, he's going to roll 4 dice. This guy is a beast. He hits me for 4. Now, what do I have to deal with that? Well, if I was to take 4 damage, I would die, so that's not going to happen. So I'm going to use my special thing. It says when you would be dealt 3 or fewer damage, prevent that damage. Oh, man. Well, that is really unfortunate. 3 or fewer? Well, that's going to wipe me out. So I bit off a little more than I could chew because there's nothing I could do to stop it. So he goes down 1, 2, 3, 4 because when you would be dealt 3 or fewer damage. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. I don't think I can interrupt it with anything. Nope. All right, so he goes down. He is down for the count. And that would be the end of the round. Now, I'm going to have to put on my thinking cap to see what I could do here, if anything, to get out of this one. I might end up being wiped. But this is a big part of the way the game works in these delve battles. Now, delve battles are one of 3 kinds of battles. This is where you're exploring. There's also dungeons that are just big and on the board. And then there are clash battles, which are small and usually take place, I think they always take place, on a landmass like this. And you enter from one side. And those are a little bit more, those are quicker to deal with. But what does your overall turn look like when you're not fighting? So when you're not fighting, you'll start the day And when you start the day, you are going to be able to move along this map. And there's three types of icons you can go to. You can go to peaceful spaces, draw a card and resolve the peaceful encounter. You could go to attack or hostile spaces, pardon me, and draw a card, resolve that, and that's usually a battle. I think it's always a battle, clash battle. And you can go into the towns, and in the towns, you can gain more weapons and items. You can train more training abilities. You can heal. You can refresh your potions. You can do some other various things that go from town to town. And then the final thing is you go to this unstable space where a lot of different things can happen. You roll a die, and you can either have a peaceful, a conflict, or a town interaction with the traveling caravan. After you do those interactions, then the day ends. It advances the day counter. You will rest and heal, so you'll remove some of your dice that are in cooldown over here and get some health back depending on your specific situation as far as difficulty. And then you'll start the next day. You have only 12 days to finish a session. If you don't get the job done in 12 days, you lose the session, your campaign's over. You are trying to complete a main quest in that 12 days. And for me, this was my main quest, to be able to get the 3 crystals that I needed, or shards, and I only got 1, and I'm probably not going to get out of this mess because there's just no way I could see myself doing this. So I'm going to be wiped, and I'm going to have to start again. I'll probably try to strengthen up a bit before going back in here, or go to a different kind of town to do it. I still have some time. It's only day 7. So it's not the end of the world. It's not like I lost the game because this battle didn't go well. But it may not work out. In fact, I know it's not going to work out. So anyway, you got a good feel of what's going on here. You're going to be rolling a lot of dice. There's a lot of different abilities you're going to activate. There's a lot of little nuanced things that the enemies do, although luckily it's all written on this page right here, which you can tell exactly what they do. In general, though, the game is pretty streamlined and straightforward. There is just a ton of stuff that you can do. There's a ton of stuff that you have to put into your character. And all those things do all sorts of little things. In general, though, it is a reasonable amount of complexity for anybody who enjoys a character building game. So let me tell you what I think about it now that we've gone pretty deep into the whole experience. So this game, for sure, is a big commitment. There is no doubt about it. In order to even get the game to the table, you have to read 100 pages of rules without kind of a tutorial and absorb a ton of information. But none of it is unreasonable. None of it is super difficult with modifiers and things like that. It all seems to flow quite well. All right. And for that, I think they did a fantastic job putting so much into this type of game. Now, what I believe they did here, honestly, is they learned from a lot of their games and they combined different aspects of a bunch of their other designs. And Chip Theory Games, I think, really succeeded on this one, being the best of everything I've seen. It has the character creation of Too Many Bones, but it does not have the frustrating grid mechanic of dealing with that. It has the day phase from that game too. But you aren't so penalized in the fact that if you lose one battle, like I definitely did here, you might as well quit because you can't get your stealth back up and running, or it's going to be very hard. You can kind of control the risk you're dealing with in how things are going, in which quests you decide to do, and which side quests you decide to do, and where you go on the map, when you decide to go and fight, when you decide to do other things. There is a ton of good stuff here, and there are a bunch of regions that you could do. So there's a ton of content, just a ton of content. Now, that being said, this is not a game that is heavy on story. Far from it. As a matter of fact, I think about this as like the Arkham Horror style of telling stories. It's little snippets here and there to make what you're doing thematic, but you're not unveiling a big narrative. Not really at all. I mean, and that's okay. That is okay. But if you're looking for like a narrative-driven campaign and things like that, you will be extremely disappointed here. So be wary. This is not that type of game. What this game is this game is about creating a cool character and testing their mettle when you put them through the different challenges of this system. And that is very cool. Now, you don't have complete freedom to customize exactly how you want. When you go to a town, you have to draw for random trainers, and that you might not get the ones you want. But you can always untrain a skill. So you can always optionally untrain a skill. If you didn't spend any experience on it, you're really not, all you are is delayed in what you wanted to do, but you're not out anything. Now, if you do untrain a skill that you've expended experience in, then you are out that experience. There's no refunds. However, the amount of customization that you can do here is just enough to not be overwhelming, but very satisfying. And I think that is really the crux of why this game is so much fun. There's enough options that even your misses, of course, with the tenacity is what they call them here, allow you to get something else going and strengthen up and be stronger to deal with whatever is going to happen with your spending your tenacity to do your class skills. The enemies are varied. It is all randomly generated, so to speak, in the fact that you've got all these card draws and the dungeons and the delves and this and that. Except for your guild stuff, it's specific as far as what you're trying to do. And you can't pick exactly which guild you want, but you can pick from the very beginning of the game a start of a couple. And it kind of drives the narrative and drives the story and where it's going to go very effectively as far as I'm concerned. Now, I have not played a ton of the content yet. I've played this game maybe 6 or 7 hours total. And that is just scratching the surface. But I wanted to give the review because I feel like I've played it enough to know that I really do enjoy it. And I will continue to enjoy it as I go forward. This is one of those games that I was looking for where I'm not going to be bogged down per se in the narrative and the story. I'm going to be creating characters and putting them through their paces. And I'll tell you, it does get faster. Every hour you play, you get more and more used to the system and things get quicker and quicker. Definitely recommend using Notebook LM or something like that to help you look up rules quickly. Otherwise, it's just going to take longer and you're going to have, unless you have a photographic memory, which if you do, man, board games must be easier for you. But you're going to have to do a lot of looking up. That being said, the rules are not overly complicated. There's just a ton of them. That's a lot of stuff in this system. But none of it has felt laborious. Even reading the rules, they felt like they went through really quickly, and there are a ton of good examples in there. Really, there are. So, overall, I think if you are looking for a game, and you could play this with one character, although I think playing with two makes a lot of sense, and it isn't overwhelming either. I can't imagine playing with any more than two because there's not enough table space. But if you're looking for a game where you're going to be creating these characters and doing some cool synergistic stuff and going on these battle adventures, so to speak, and putting in a bunch of stuff around it, quests and little things like that, and giving meaning to what you're doing, but not necessarily weaving some amazing story, then this is a great game for you. I can't imagine trying to teach someone how to play this game, but I don't play a lot of games multiplayer. I'm sure a lot of people like to get together and play it. But this game could take forever if you were playing with 4 players, for instance, and try to get through 3 sessions. In order to win the game, you have to complete all 3 sessions. Session 1 and Session 2 are the 12-day sessions like I was talking about. Session 3 is its whole other thing. It's like it's the climax of what you were working towards, and it's a whole different feel with a different crawl and everything else. So anyway, if that is something you're looking for and you've got some spare cash because it's not cheap at all, this is a great game. But if you're looking for a narrative story, if you're looking for like more of an adventure game where you're getting more of a feel of a start to finish kind of situation, if you're looking for something that flows more like, Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle Earth, where there's a scenario that really feels like you're weaving through something specific, this is going to disappoint you. So be careful about that. It is not a game for everybody. I don't think it is. I think, though, it is not nearly as frustrating and as punishing as Too Many Bones was for me, where I always felt like I got wiped out really easily. Now, here I've got some challenges, but I think I probably came into this delve 1 or 2 turns a little bit early, needed to get some more experience from other things, and then I would have been in better shape. Overall, though, it's very enjoyable. I really like it, and I highly recommend you checking it out if you're looking for this exact type of game. So be careful with that. All right. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. And whatever you do in the future, I really hope you have a fantastic time doing it. Take it easy.